Hi, it's Ben Pedrozini from Dita Solutions. In today's session, what I'm going to do is take you through how to set up an exercise. So firstly, click onto the stage that you want to be in to add the exercise in, then go up to the Insert button and choose New Section. And we'll just call this an exercise. And choose from the drop-down menu the Exercise tab and create the new section. So here we go, we've got an exercise in here, and when it first opens up, it'll all be blank, and we've got all these different areas. What I'm going to do is take you through that one that I created earlier, just to show you the information that you can put in. So I'll just click in here. There's three main sections: details, questions, and feedback. So the details is the structure of the exercise. You have your title, which can be changed again in here, an introduction, so when the user gets up to an exercise, you can put in there an explanation of what the exercise is about. A fail nav item, so if they fail the exercise, then you'll be able to push them back to a part of the module that you want them to go over. Allowed attempts with an exercise, you may want to give them a number of attempts on the exercise. Total marks, well, that will be created when you add in the questions up here, and pass mark is how many of those questions they need to get right to pass it, to move on. The tick boxes down below show introduction, so that's an introduction before they get started to let them know what the exercise is about. Randomize the answers. If you click on this button, that means that in all of the questions that will be in this exercise, the answers will be randomized so that no one can cheat off someone else and just get a cheat sheet on what the answers will be, because they'll come in a different order each time. Show marks. The show marks is to give the student feedback immediately once they've finished the exercise, so that they know what the marks are and what they get. And then show summary, and that just gives them an overview of the points and how many questions and what it's worth with inside this exercise. That's how you set up the start or the main details of the exercise. I'll just click on feedback. So once they finish an exercise, you've got a couple of options here. Show feedback, which is 3 statements, a pass statement. So if they pass the exercise, then you can write copy in here of what you want to say to them. Pending, so if there's questions in there that may need the facilitator to answer or to mark, like short answers or essays, then you can give them a pending statement. And fail, so if they do not pass enough questions to allow them to move on, well, then you can write a fail statement and let them know what's happening then. And then the questions themselves. So I'll click on the middle button of the questions, and you can see I've got 4 questions being asked here and 4 questions set up. Now there's 2 main ways of adding new questions to an exercise, or an assessment for that matter, or a survey, is to click on the create new question up here, and that'll bring up another dialog box which allows you to choose what type of question it is, and you've got all of these types, and I'll go through that in more detail in another session. The pool, so you can create different pools in which you want to add the questions into. So it might be for a particular module that you want to keep all of the questions in that pool. Then you can type your question in here, give a point value, allow resubmit. If you click on that button there, then you can allocate how many times they're allowed to retry the question, and that's if you want them to force them to get the answer correct. You can give them as many options as you like. And then to add an answer, you just simply click on this button here, and it'll bring up a box where you can put an answer in. And the correct answer, you click on the correct answer button here. For feedback for each individual question, you can decide whether or not to show feedback. And if you do, you can put that in, and also whether to show the correct answer. So because we've selected the correct answer on the front here, then you can also show that correct answer after, and you can give them correct feedback. So explain to them why they've got the question correct, or incorrect feedback, and give them an explanation why they've not got the question correct. The second way is by simply going and clicking over onto your pool of questions over on this side, and just simply clicking on one and then hitting this arrow, and that will push another question into this exercise, or you can remove it. And these buttons here also to show you whether the question's forced or not. So if you wanted to have 3 questions in this pool, you could uncheck 2 and click to have 3 questions asked, and so that means these 2 forced will always be asked, and one of these 2 will be randomly chosen to be asked in that setup. Alright, that's about as much as I'm going to show you in this session for setting up an exercise, and I'll go deeper into how to set up each question in other sessions. But if you've got any other queries about the dita suite of products, go to www.ditasolutions.com. Thank you.